The loneliest part of growing, the hardest part of becoming a better version of yourself is not starting. It is realizing that to become someone new, you might have to leave behind who you used to be. There is something very few people talk about when it comes to growth. People talk about success. They talk about results. They talk about winning. But almost nobody talks about the middle, the part where you are no longer the person you used to be, but you are not yet the person you want to become. And that might be the loneliest part of life. Because when you start changing, everything around you can look exactly the same room, the same job, the same people. But something has changed. The way you see everything. Conversations that once made you happy start feeling empty. Habits that once felt normal start feeling like wasted time. Things you once chased suddenly do not feel as important anymore. And then you start asking yourself, what is happening to me? You no longer fully belong to the old version of yourself, but the new version of you has not arrived yet. You're standing between two identities. One side is the old you, the person who wants to return to comfort. The other side is the future you, the person trying to build something different. And the distance between those two versions of yourself is where many people give up. Because nobody warns you that growth can feel lonely. When you become serious about your life, you may have less time for things you used to enjoy. When you want to focus, you may have to say no to things that once felt comfortable. When you start building your future, some people may not understand why you are changing. And the hardest part is not losing certain people. The hardest part is losing what feels familiar. Human beings naturally hold on to what they know, even when what they know is holding them back. Sometimes a familiar cage feels safer than an unknown freedom. That is why many people return to their old selves. Not because they do not want to grow, but because the new path makes them feel alone. But here is the truth. You cannot walk into a new future while holding on to everything from your past. A tree cannot grow if it stays a seed forever. A person cannot evolve if they keep protecting every habit that once defined them. Sometimes change does not feel like a victory. Sometimes it feels like losing something. You may lose old habits. You may lose comfort. You may lose a version of yourself that you once knew very well. But not everything that leaves your life is a loss. Some things disappear because they no longer belong in the direction you are going. Maybe right now, you're in a season where nobody sees your effort. You are working quietly. You're changing slowly. But the results have not appeared yet. Nobody applauds the days you keep going when you have no motivation. Nobody sees the battles happening inside your mind. But that does not mean you are going the wrong way. Many people quit right before their life begins to change. They return to their old path because the new one feels too quiet. They choose comfort over growth. They give up not because they are weak, but because they do not understand that loneliness can be part of becoming someone greater. If recently you feel different, if the things that used to excite you no longer feel the same, if you feel yourself moving away from what was once familiar, maybe you are not losing yourself. Maybe you are building yourself. You do not need everyone to understand your change immediately. You do not need to prove your growth to everyone around you. Some journeys can only be understood by the person walking through them. And one day, you will look back at this chapter and realize the time you felt the most alone might have been the time you were changing the most. This is First Hour Focus. The reflection ends here. But your journey continues. For the next few minutes, do not search for another distraction. Do not run away from the silence. Give yourself a moment to listen to your own thoughts. Think about one thing your old self is still trying to pull you back into. A habit, a fear, a comfort zone you know you have already outgrown. Write it down. And remember, the stronger version of you in the future is being created through the moments nobody sees. Deep focus music will continue for the next 15 minutes. Begin.